Hello children, let us continue with lesson 1, that is graphical representation of motion. Now this is a velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Now when it is a situation of uniform velocity, the direction remains the same and the speed also does not change. Two things you need to remember: whenever it is a condition of uniform velocity, your speed is going to remain the same and also your direction is not going to change, which means speed and direction both are going to remain the same. In such case we say that that the object is moving with uniform velocity. Now the following graph, the graph that is shown here, it is a graph of a train which is moving with uniform velocity, of 60 kilometers per hour, 60 kilometers per hour, okay, for 5 hours, and the time duration is 5 hours, and continuously for 5 hours the train is going to move with the same speed, that is 60 kilometers per hour. Okay, now along the y-axis you can see here children, a straight line is drawn here. A straight line is drawn here parallel to the x-axis, and wherever you see this line, the reading of velocity is going to be 60 kilometers per hour. So we say it is a constant velocity. Constant velocity means it is a uniform velocity. It is a uniform velocity. Now children, here scale is very important for us depending on the graph that is drawn, because we have certain calculations here. So let us minutely observe the graph. Now children, along the x-axis you can see we have taken time in hours. Correct? This is the first hour, this is the second hour, this is the third hour, this is the fourth hour, and this is the fifth hour, Now when you, in the first 1 hour, the distance is what we have to calculate here. In the first 1 hour, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, and the fifth hour. So here you can see we have shaded this area. So we are very much interested in knowing how much is the distance travelled by the train between the second hour and the fourth hour. Okay, now the place where the x and the y axis are intersecting, that is, there we have taken letter F. C is the letter that shows when time is 2 hours. The corresponding velocity is 60 kilometers per hour. And when the time is 4 hours, the corresponding velocity is again 60 kilometers per hour. Correct children? So this point, for 2 hours, the velocity here is 60, and that is shown by letter A. And at the 4th hour, when the velocity is again 60, that is shown by point B. And at start, when we started children, here also 60 kilometers per hour. This is shown by point E. Now, if you carefully look here, children, we get quadrilateral, right? We are getting a closed figure. See, we have a bigger quadrilateral, E, B, D, F. Correct? Now, this quadrilateral E, B, D, F will give me the distance travelled by the train in 4 hours. I repeat, area of quadrilateral E, B, D and F will give me the distance travelled by the train in 4 hours. I hope it is clear. Now look at this unshaded region. See, this half I have shaded and this other half is kept unshaded. Children, this unshaded region, area of quadrilateral EACF will give me the distance travelled by the train in 2 hours. Correct? Area of quadrilateral EACF will give me the distance travelled by the train in 2 hours. Am I clear? Now let us begin with the steps. Now at C the time is T1, which is 2 hours, and at D the time is 4 hours, and we have marked it as T2. Okay, now distance covered in time T1. Now where is time T1 here? Yeah, distance traveled in time T1. T1 is 2 hours, correct? Distance traveled in time T1 is 2 hours, and this is going to be equal to the area of quadrilateral EACF. That is the unshaded portion. Now, the distance covered in time T2. Where is T2? T2 is here. The time is 4, and this bigger area, that is area of quadrilateral EBDF, will give me the area covered in 4 hours, or the distance covered in 4 hours. Correct, children? So distance covered by train between the second hour and the fourth hour. Distance covered by the train between the second hour and the fourth hour is going to be the greater quadrilateral. Area of the greater quadrilateral. Which is the greater quadrilateral here? Quadrilateral EBDF minus the area of the smaller quadrilateral EACF. Smaller quadrilateral EACF. Now, if you look carefully, children, this the shape of the quadrilaterals, they resemble to rectangle. The shape of the quadrilaterals, they resemble to rectangle. So let us take the bigger rectangle now, EBDF. What is the length here? The length is 60. And what is the breadth here? The breadth here is 4. I repeat, the length of the greater quadrilateral EBDF is 60, and the breadth is 40, and the breadth is 40. So we have written here 60 in, and the breadth is 4, not 40, children, it is 4. The breadth is 4. So it is 60 into 4. 60 into 4. I hope this is clear how 60 into 4 has come. Length into breadth to find the area of the bigger quadrilateral EBDF, whose shape resembles to that of a rectangle. In the similar way, area of the smaller rectangle, that is the smaller quadrilateral, again the length is going to be 60, and in this case the breadth is going to be 2. The length is going to be 60 and the breadth is going to be 2. So minus 60 into 2. So 60 into 4 gives you 240, that is 240, and 60 into 2 gives you 120. So when you take the difference, you get the answer as 120. So 240 minus 120 gives you 120 kilometers. Correct, children? Now this value that we have got is a theoretical value. It is a theoretical value. Then what is going to be your graphical value? What is going to be your graphical value? See, children, very simple. It is very simple. The area of the bigger quadrilateral EBDF, correct, children, and the area of the smaller quadrilateral EACF. Now which area is left out? The area which is left out is this quadrilateral. The area which is left out is this quadrilateral, and we have simply shaded this region. We have simply shaded this region. Now directly we can find graphically the area covered by the train at the second hour and the fourth hour, that is between second hour and fourth hour. So graphically we can directly take the area of quadrilateral ABDC. ABDC. Here again, what is the length? The length is 60, and what is the breadth? 4 minus 2, which is equal to 2. So area of this shaded region, length into breadth. Your length is 60 and your breadth is 2. So 60 into 2 is 120 kilometers. 120 kilometers. So children, this is the theoretical value where we have taken distances and the time right from 0. Correct, children? And this is the and this is the value. The shaded part gives us the direct value when we solve this question graphically. When we solve this question graphically. So this is the theoretical value and this is the graphical value. This is the graphical value. Now children, listen carefully. Note, as the train is moving with uniform velocity. Children, what is the formula for acceleration? Acceleration A is equal to change in velocity upon time. Change in velocity upon time. But what is this graph showing you? It is a velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Since the velocity is uniform, you will get here v minus u as 0. 60 minus 60 will give you 0. And 0 by t is again 0. 0 by t is again 0. So remember, as the train is moving with uniform velocity, there is no change in velocity. The acceleration of the train is 0. As the train is moving with uniform velocity, acceleration of the train is 0. Is it clear, children? Now, if a question is asked, what is the nature of velocity time graph? Then in that case, you can say it is a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis. The nature of the graph is a straight line parallel to the x-axis. I hope this is clear. Okay.